Today is a bit of a different vlog. We've actually already done all the activities for the weekend. We just wanted to enjoy the weekend. We flew the in-laws into New York City, had a fantastic weekend, and didn't film a thing. Actually, that's a lie. I hit record on the Fusion. We were flying through New York at sunset when we came in on Friday night. It was just too spectacular not to film. I don't know if it's gonna do it justice. Today, there's one thing I did want to film. There's one weekend bucket list item, link to that video up here. There's one weekend bucket list item I wanted to accomplish, and that was landing at a downtown Manhattan heliport. Never done that before. It's one of those things that's actually also on my real bucket list, but I figured we're here, might as well do it. Becky and her parents are still bumming around New York City, so I opted to go pick up the helicopter and fly it in and pick them up at a downtown heliport. You're probably wondering, well, why didn't you just fly into the heliport and land there initially? Well, that's a good idea, except for the 2 days that we'd be parked, it would have cost over $9,000. $165 landing fee, $175 per hour, plus a $300 after hours fee if we go past 7 p.m. times 2, which I think the grand total is just over $9,000. It's absolutely crazy. So that's fairly prohibitive from a cost standpoint. So I opted to land in the lovely Linden, New Jersey airport, which costs $50 a day to park. With that said, I'm gonna pick the family up at the West 30th heliport and only incur the one-time landing fee. I'm gonna do my daily inspection, I'm gonna get some more fuel. So if all goes as planned, I will be picking them up in the next hour or so. It's really only a 10-minute flight from this airport all the way into downtown Manhattan. Also, the one thing I forgot is bubble cleaner. So now I'm gonna have to clean off all these bugs with just water. Hopefully it doesn't streak things up too bad. The guys over at this helicopter service place weren't nice enough to lend me some of their cleaner. Actually, that didn't work too bad, all things considered. All right, almost ready to go. I just gotta do a quick daily inspection, a DI. We have to inspect the aircraft before we fly every time. I also gonna put on this. Anytime we fly over water, I put on a personal flotation device. This has a CO2 canister. I can pull it and it'll inflate the vest. Got one for every passenger. We're flying exclusively over the Hudson River, so we want to have some backup in case we, knock on wood, go down on the water.
Linden traffic helicopter 300 Whiskey Zulu running up at the pumps. Going to be departing from 09. Linden. Rail gusty. Linden traffic helicopter 300 Whiskey Zulu taxiing to 09 via Delta. Linden. Newark Tower helicopter 300 Whiskey Zulu.
Newark Tower can squawk 0307 and ident.
0307.
Radar contact southwest of us. Altimeter 3031. Now say your request.
3031 Linden, and followed by Newark route for a downtown checkout.
We're unable to take you over the numbers. You can go south by 1.5 miles of the Goethals and Bayonne bridges, and then eastbound for the Hudson River that way. Traffic's arriving also runway 11 and rather erratic. Altimeter 3031. November is current.
Roger that, to the South Bayonne Bridge, 0 Whiskey.
0 Whiskey, you can turn directly eastbound right now for the Statue of Liberty present position.
Directly eastbound for Statue of Liberty, 0 Whiskey Zulu.
0 Whiskey Zulu can also maintain VFR out of below 1,200 present position, right to the exclusion.
Out of below 1,200 to the exclusion, 0 Whiskey Zulu. All right, so we got through the Class Bravo airspace. They usually clear us right over Newark Airport, but the airspace is pretty busy today. Got a helicopter here, just kind of hovering in the bay. Guy over the Brooklyn Bridge. We're basically just gonna pick up the coast here. West 30 helicopter 300 Whiskey Zulu inbound for full shutdown.
Spot number 2, please shut down. Winds are currently calm.
Confirm helipad number 3.
Spot 2.
Spot 2, 0 Whiskey Zulu. R4 for helicopter, clock northbound 300 feet. They said winds are calm, but it still feels pretty choppy up here. So I'm just gonna head north along the coast here, fly over, see if I can check a windsock, then circle back, approach at a 45-degree angle. My buddy Brian Chicola, who I did my first helicopter lesson with out of Linden Airfield back a while ago now. He flies for the big boys, but he gave me all these pointers for flying into here. We're slow it down to 60 knots. Coming in for spot 2. survived. First helipad landing in Manhattan. Holy shit.
All right. Great weekend. Didn't film any of it. You know what though? It's been actually really nice to go on a vacation with my family and with you and like not have to worry about filming. Just like didn't feel like filming, decided not to film, and it was fabulous, honestly. But there was one thing that you did.
Well, there's one thing I wanted to do. It was landing on a helipad in downtown Manhattan, and it's been something I've wanted to do ever since I started flying helicopters. It's something I wanted to do. In fact, even when I was doing all my simulation work, I remember flying into those helipads, crashing a lot because I sucked at it. But I was like, oh, someday I want to land on one of these real helipads in downtown Manhattan. As I might have mentioned before, initially what we wanted to do was just land there and park. But I called up the FBO that runs the helipads and I said, hey, what's your landing fees? And they said, oh, it's $165. I was like, sweet, that's awesome. You know, it's about 3 times the cost of what it cost me to land at Linden, but it's like downtown. They're like, oh no, that's for 15 minutes. Then start racking up a $175 an hour bill after that. I was like, holy crap. And then they said if you go past 7 p.m., there's a $300 after hour fee. Or if you tabulate up parking for 48 hours, it'll cost you over $9,000, which is absolutely insane. So what we did instead of parking downtown and getting charged $9,000, which is crazy, we decided to park at a small little airport in New Jersey, just south of Newark Airport. And it was $50 a day to park there, so quite a bit more affordable. Of course, it's about a 30 to 40 minute Uber ride depending on traffic to get to and from the airport from Manhattan. So that's the downside, but again, not worth $9,000 in my opinion. So Becky and her parents had stuff they wanted to still see, so I told them, okay, you guys go do what you want to do. I'll take the Uber back to the airport. I had to do my daily inspection, I had to fuel up. By the time I was all done, you know, they had a couple extra hours in New York City to see the sights, and then they met me at the West 30th Street Heliport. That was my weekend bucket list. My weekend bucket list item was fly to New York, which we did. Fly with your parents somewhere, which was part of all that. Land at a downtown Manhattan heliport. Now that's not to be confused with the actual downtown one that's on the tip of Manhattan, on the southern tip, JRB. This is JRA, West 30th Street Heliport. So that was kind of intense, really exciting. The winds were really gusty. You could see probably on my approach that I was kind of getting tossed all over the place. You know, you just got to take everything slow, come in controlled, make sure your descent is not too aggressive, and make sure you have power, which we did, so it was good. Yeah, we're here in Bristol Harbor. We've been here a couple times. I think with Chris and Lizzie was the last one, link up here. They are always awesome and let us land in their parking lot. It's a lovely evening on the Finger Lakes.
It's been an exciting and fun-filled weekend. The most fun-filled weekend we never filmed. Yeah, that's right. But you know what? Sometimes you got to put down the camera and be in the moment and enjoy time with family, because that is honestly the most important thing.
I agree 100% with that sentiment. Look good?
I think it looks really good. Fish looks deadly.
So we're gonna end it here with this lovely view of, is it Canandaigua Lake? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Canandaigua. But if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when we post new videos. We will see you on the next one. Bye. This is actually a pretty nuts weekend. Pretty effing nuts, man.
Are you like exhausted?
A little bit.
Yeah. I like flew the whole weekend.
I love it. We still got a 30-minute flight back to Buffalo.
Shall we hit it while the sun's still up?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fly much until our big trip this fall or this late summer.
Are we running out of hours?
I think I've already flown off the number of hours that we've allotted for this year.
Uh-oh. Ew, Chris.